Welcome to a special Warrior Vision program. I'm Kameron Dry, and this is Ronald Smith. In this segment, we will discuss the proposed budget plan that may be in effect for the 2012-2013 school year. The Board of Education and administrators attempted to keep programming in place for Salamanca students. With less money coming in, changes are inevitable for next year.
Our Warrior Vision crew has traveled to each building to see how the schools might be affected. Jaron Ball, Pat Fitzgerald, and Austin Hill traveled to Prospect and Seneca elementary schools, while Sid Beatty, Paris Sturdivant, and Kaylee Wickham went to the middle and high school to get the scoop.
Reading is very important to the teachers and staff in Salamanca's Prospect Elementary School. Kids are taught very well by the reading program here. It helps them with their life skills and when they become older and they leave Prospect Elementary.
Well, Prospect is all about literacy. Our accomplishments are the greatest gift, and it's the coolest thing, and that is kids learn to read here. And by the time they leave here in second grade, they're competent readers. That's the coolest thing, and that's the greatest accomplishment, because that's a lifelong skill that you use at high school and we all use in our adult years. So building that foundation is what this school is all about.
Prospect School is very different because they don't take a state test.
Our assessments are a little bit different than the other grades. They do a state test piece, but what we do in terms of the competency, both with numbers and reading skills, get kids ready for that third grade test. We've moved to a model called Response to Intervention, or RTI for short, where we sat down with all the grade level. For example, we sat down with all the second grade teachers, all the kindergarten teachers, all the first grade teachers, and we met about how kids are doing in the classrooms to see which ones are having the greatest success and which ones are needing more of help. We then regrouped the kids based on those needs, and ultimately the goal is that kids are reading above and beyond their grade level by the end of second grade. So getting the kids ready for that is huge in terms of getting kids ready for state assessments overall.
While they have been reading, the school has been challenged by this year's budget.
Well, next year's budget obviously is a challenge on every level. You know, there's going to be some staffing changes across the district. And anytime you're working with more limited resources, it creates some hardships in some ways of how you fulfill programs. All the answers really aren't clear to us at this point in terms of what reductions we may have. We are certainly been frozen for the last couple of years in our material and supplies while prices have increased. Staffing issues still are a little cloudy as of today in April when this is being recorded. Hopefully things will work out for the best, but regardless of that, this staff will work very hard to take care of our kids.
Many changes are being made in Seneca School this coming school year. The sixth graders will be moving from middle school to Seneca.
The biggest change to Seneca School is the coming of sixth grade to this building in the next school year.
The sixth graders will be moving from middle school to Seneca.
The issue of bringing a class over. There are services that are currently in the middle school that will be not duplicated by bringing students over here because we already have those services in this building.
Seneca staff will be prepared for the new changes being made to the school. They're also anticipating a good year and future of the school and the district by doing this.
Years ago, we had a larger enrollment in this building, and we used to have 6 sections of every grade level. We have 4 sections and 5 sections and 5 sections now. Sixth grade coming over will require us to have 20 classrooms, and we easily have 20 classrooms in this building.
Teachers are ready to take on bigger class sizes and all the classes being filled with students.
We still will be offering those core academic pieces. If anything, because sixth grade's coming over, we may have a change and add a program.
The Salamanca City School District's 2012-2013 budget cut is going to be bringing some changes to the high school and middle school. Everyone will be impacted by these changes.
Years have been very difficult years here as we have tried to trim the budget. And over those years, we've had to trim staff to do it. Here we are at a crossroads again, where we stand the risk of losing people. And people are what we really need to push education forward. So that's my biggest concern with the budget, is that we may lose some really quality people that really have a positive impact on children's lives.
Including the changes to the staff, the decision was made to move 6th grade out of the middle school and place them at Seneca Elementary School. This will save on disciplinary actions for the middle school.
So we will be picking up grades 7 and 8 and 9 through 12 all under one roof. We're under one roof now, but we will be combined as a senior high school. The role that I will play is the principal for the 7 through 12 complex, and Mr. Siebert will be the assistant principal, athletic director for the 7 through 12 complex. Many of our activities that are now separated will be joint endeavors together. Mr. Siebert and I are looking forward to the challenge of making this happen in a very positive way.
The combining of the middle school, high school complexes into the junior, senior high school, I know Mrs. Anderson and myself are putting in a lot of hours trying to plan as far as the different structure and the different setup and where teachers are going to go and where the guidance staff is going to go. So I'm sure that it's going to work out fine. We're working hard, the staff is working hard, and we're looking forward to the challenge. And I think it's going to work out great.
As you can see, a variety of changes may be taking place next year based on the proposed budget. Before all these changes were decided, the school had to wait for the state to complete their budget plan. Once that was finished, the board has an idea of what to finally expect from the state.
Lindsay Forthman and Tanner John sat down with Mrs. Karen Watt, our school's business executive, to help gain a better understanding of the amount of money we will receive and also how it is spent during the school year.
Good afternoon. My name is Karen Watt, and I'm the school business executive here at Salamanca City Central School District. Today I'll be speaking with you about the 2012-2013 district budget. This year's budget totals $24,697,411 and is $353,393 less than last year, or about 1.4%. Over the past 3 years, going back to the 9-10 year, we have reduced the budget by 6.67%, or over $1.7 million. So now let's get to where the money comes from. As you can see here, the variety of sources that we have where the district's money comes from, the largest being the red piece, which is state aid. We receive about 66% of our budget, or about $16,304,227 from the state. We also receive state aid in the form of BOCES aid, and each of the district's aid ratio is different. Ours is 80%. This means that we receive a reimbursement rate of 80% of our BOCES program costs. This figure for the 2012-13 school year is projected to be $1,654,027, or 7% of our budget. The last piece of funding we receive from the state is for Native American tuition and transportation. This is projected to be $1.2 million, or about 5% of our budget. The district tax levy is the portion of funds we receive in the form of school taxes from our community. This levy is projected for a 0% increase for the 12-13 year and totals $3,427,897. And that's the orange piece right here. That's about 14% of our school year budget. For the 12-13 year, we are using $1.5 million of our fund balance and reserve accounts in order to maintain services while not increasing taxes to the community. This figure represents about 6% of our total budget. The other sources of funding are a transfer from the cafeteria fund in the amount of $50,000. You can barely see that in here, as well as miscellaneous revenues totaling $502,190. These are things like admission, tuition from non-resident students and foster students, BOCES rentals of our classrooms, and other miscellaneous charges. So next we'll take a look at where the money is spent. The state has divided our expenditures into 3 categories. Those are administrative, capital, and program. The administrative portion of the budget equals $2.592 million and is about 10% of our overall budget. The administrative component is intended to provide the necessary support for district functions. This category includes all expenses for the Board of Education, the superintendent, the business office, the audit, tax collection, fiscal agent, legal resources, personnel, records management, and public information. Central printing, mailing, and property casualty insurance, school association dues, and BOCES administrative share of their supervision and instruction is also included. The capital portion of our budget is $5.5 million, or 23% of the overall budget, and that's shown in the yellow here. The capital component is intended to provide a safe and healthy learning environment for our students, staff, and the community alike. This budget category includes all personnel, equipment, supplies, and materials for the operation and maintenance of the district facilities, as well as any judgments and claims, refunds of real property taxes, and all payments of principal and interest on outstanding debt are also included in this category. And the largest component of our budget is the purple area that you see here, and that's the program component. And that is $16.5 million, or 67% of our budget. This program component is intended to provide every student with educational experience and opportunity to foster the full development of his or her potential. This budget category includes all instructional personnel and programs, regular school, special education, library, media, instructional technology, guidance, student health services, student psychologists, attendance, music, co-curricular activities, athletics, in and out of district pupil transportation, as well as staff developmental expenditures. So you now have the basics of the budget that we are presenting for the public vote on May 15th, 2012. Voting starts at noon in the middle school, high school gymnasium and runs until 9 p.m. that night.
Are you a fan of great music? Well, on Tuesday, May 15th, the middle school and high school bands will be hosting a concert open to the public. The concert will start at approximately 7 p.m. There will be no cost to attend this concert. These young performers, educated by Mr. Jonathan Wilder, have worked very hard to be ready for this day. The 7th and 8th grade band will be performing Crystal City Overture by John Edmondson, Arabian Dances by Roland Barrett, Pirates of the Caribbean by Claus Baldet, and highlights from Walt Disney's Aladdin by Michael Sweeney. The high school band will be performing Three Courtly Dances by Lloyd Conley, Pop and Rock Legends Paul McCartney by Michael Sweeney, Anna Thomas Tallis Theme by John Zedeklik, and Gershwin Prelude Suite by George Gershwin. Come out and see their dedicated time pay off.
Go ahead, Cam.
There will be quite a bit of movement with the proposed budget for the 2012-2013 school year. Mr. Robert Crandall, School Board President, sat down with Sales Sites and Kristen Shinners to discuss the process of creating this budget plan.
Today, we are here with Board of Education President, Mr. Robert Crandall. He has been a member of the Salamanca Board of Education for 15 years. We are going to be asking him a few questions about the budget process.
Can you explain what the school budget is?
The school budget is the financial blueprint for the district. It's basically how much money that we have to spend to run the district throughout the year.
Who creates the school budget?
The budget's created by the administrators. It's created by the business office, Ms. Watt. It's created by the superintendent, and it's created with input from the board. So it's basically everyone within the district has some sort of input into the budget process.
What process does it take to get the budget approved?
A 51% simple majority vote. It's a long process getting the budget developed and getting a budget, but then simply it's put up to the voters for a vote in May, and based on that, it's approved or disapproved, but it hasn't changed that much in the process in years.
How does the budget affect the people of Salamanca?
It affects them in a couple of different ways. Number one, the obvious impact is how much they pay in school taxes. So we're very conscious of that. There's also a mandate from the state that level can only be 2% at this point. So, it certainly impacts them from a financial standpoint. It also impacts on the school use, how much availability the school is from the health and wellness room, the fitness room, what can happen there, the athletic contests, the activities and extracurriculars that are available to the students and their children in the district.
As president, is your job difficult during these times?
I think as a board member, it's difficult during these times. It doesn't really change from the position or title of president to any other of the board members, But the budget can be very difficult, especially when you're in a situation where you have to potentially cut positions. You're always looking at the impact on the students, number one, but also the impact on the district as far as the taxpayers, but also the impact on the employees and the staff and the administration.
How has the budgeting process changed in your time of being president?
Not so much as far as my time as being president, but certainly as my time on being on the board. When I first got on the board, there was not even a budget vote. So it was the second or third year that I was, as a board member, that there was even a budgeting process or a vote process. We always went through the budget. It really hasn't changed conceptually in what we do. It's still very heavily dependent on the money that we receive from the state. The budgeting process is actually an ongoing process. We already have the blueprint set up for next year's budget, with just some numbers and some things that you manipulate based on what's going to happen with our funding from the state and what kind of program changes may or may not happen. So overall, it hasn't changed considerably. It's just a very in-depth, sometimes very difficult process to get our expenditures and requirements to match up with our revenues.
Thank you, Mr. Crandall, for taking your time to answer our questions.
You're welcome, Sal, and thank you very much for having me and giving me the opportunity to speak today.
On behalf of the students, thank you for all you have done as a board member to help our school. This has been Sal Seitz reporting from Warrior Vision. Thank you for tuning in.
In this plan, there have been some additions. One of the biggest is the adding of a resource officer, thanks to a grant from the Seneca Nation. Colleen McClure and Marky Moore have created a video to better elaborate this.
Salamanca School District has been lucky enough to be granted a resource officer as of April 1st.
My name is Deputy Adler. I've been with Cattaraugus County Sheriff's Office for 3 years. For 2 years, I was a detective, and for the other year and a half, I worked in courts and on the road. So I've had various experiences, and now today is the first day in Salamanca School District.
I know you may be wondering many things about this new position. Questions may include, how is this officer being paid for? The Seneca Nation of Indians is generously funding the school's new resource officer for 3 years in hopes that after that we can pick up the funding. Many of the teachers here at Salamanca are very excited about the arrival of the new officer, Allison Adler.
I think a school resource officer would be a wonderful asset to our school. Sometimes students have a hard time remembering the rules that they're supposed to follow, and having somebody nearby who could help remind them of those rules in a more quick manner, in a faster manner, would be great for our school. So hopefully it'll come to fruition.
I think an SRO officer would positively affect our school. We've had one in the past, and it was nice to see someone around in our school in case we had an emergency and in case we needed help.
I do believe a school resource officer would be very helpful in our building. I work in the middle school, but one thing that we notice over here is that often students will wander, and when they wander and they're not in class, or they've left a class and we can't find them, it would be really great to have another set of eyes around the building to help us locate those students. Another thing it would be helpful for is if a student is perhaps breaking a rule and we can't see them, if they have a cell phone out, if they have their hat on, if they're doing something they shouldn't be doing and we can't always catch everything, it would be great to have another set of eyes in the building. So yeah, I really think it would be great.
I think that they can bring a value to the school as far as education and helping kids with problems and working through it.
Principals in both the middle school and high school have shown great excitement and expectations for officer to be on duty and close by.
This has been a tremendous gift from the Seneca Nation of Indians. They realize that the issues that we have in our community and our school are worthy of spending a lot of money to provide this officer for us. They have hired an officer in both the Gwanda School and in Salamanca School full-time for the benefit of all students.
Another role that this officer has will be a role of an educator. They can be used in a classroom to teach about the law and about law breaking and about safety.
Her presence will certainly have a positive impact on everyone in the Salamanca School District.
This year the art show will be held on Tuesday, May 18th in the high school gym. After you browse through the works of art in the gymnasium ranging from pre-K through 12th grade, you can also vote for the school's budget if you live in Salamanca School District. The types of artwork that you will have the pleasure of viewing range from acrylic paintings, watercolor paintings, clay sculptures, copy transfers, still lifes, photography, pencil drawings, pastels, stamps, and much, much more. If you didn't already know, seniors have their own little sections in the art show, displaying all of their former work in one cubicle. All artwork will have a tag that gives the name of the artist, their grade level, the types of media that the piece was created with, and the title of the piece. If you see a piece that you are absolutely in love with and would like to buy, copy down the information displayed on the tag and find Mrs. MacArthur, the high school art teacher, and she will then instruct you what to do next. So please come on down to the Salamanca High School Gymnasium and take a stroll through the art show, and don't forget to vote.
The presence of the resource officer in the school is sure to keep our students and staff safe. Another positive impact on our school may be seen in the technology updates that will help the students in more ways than one. Andrew Horning, Billy Hunt, and Dustin Whitcomb will now give us more details.
Salamanca Central High School is in the process of upgrading our technological infrastructure. These upgrades include wireless internet in all of the buildings within the district. This means that students and teachers can connect to the internet wirelessly with their laptops, iPads, and smartphones. As far as hands-on technology goes, we will be purchasing and installing 4 video conference stations, as well as providing iPads to the 11th and 12th graders. iPads will also be available for teachers' use in the classrooms. The video conferencing will reduce both travel time and travel cost, therefore saving money in the long run. The students' iPads are compatible with textbooks, converting them into ebooks. This will reduce the amount of textbooks carried from class to class. The money going towards this technology is coming from unused funds from the renovations made to our school, not a grant. Just shy of $1 million, this upgrade will be completed by the middle of summer. This has been Andrew Horning, Dustin Whitcomb, and Billy Hunt with Warrior Vision.
There are going to be great things happening in the school next year thanks to this grant. On another positive note, Sally High has had plenty of success in sports this year. Javon Battle, Matt Crandall, and Michael Morris put together a short video about some of our athletic success.
The athletic programs at Salamanca High School have been very successful, to say the least. After coming off 2 very accomplishing winter and fall seasons, we head into the spring sports season with high hope. During the fall and winter seasons, both soccer programs, the football team, the swim team, girls basketball, and the wrestling team all brought success to the Salamanca athletes. The boys varsity soccer team was very successful this year. They finished with a record of 10-2 in the league and shared the league title with Portville. The team graduates 6 seniors this year, but also has a lot of talent and potential success coming into the next season.
The boys soccer team this year, we had a good season after with newcoming coach Roger Studd. We had a 10-2 record, and it was the first winning season we've had ever in Salamanca. And this year we were co-league champions with Portville.
Varsity girls soccer also had a winning season. Their playoff games against both Randolph and Portville were the highlights of the season. The team played with heart, determination, and fought for both victories. These wins allowed the Lady Warriors to advance to the sectional finals. They suffered a disappointing 1-0 loss to Freesburg, but made school history going farther than any other Warrior team. Tess Fullman was named the league offensive MVP because of her scoring leadership.
Actually, like, winning compared to what we used to do like years ago. Like 4 years ago, our record was like 2-14 or something. It was like really bad. Also going really far, farthest that we ever been.
The boys football team had a very successful season this year. It was a year for change, and it was leading the program in a good direction. One of the biggest and most memorable moments of this year was beating Southwestern in a stunning score 21-10. They were undefeated for many years and are Salamanca's biggest rival. The Warriors lost to Southwestern for a couple years in a row. So to beat them at our house meant the world to the team.
Football season was very successful. We had numerous players make first team, second team, and honorable mentions for Class C. I'm looking to repeat and have the same amount of success that we had this year. And it was overall just a very great season.
The swim team sent 9 girls to sectionals, being the most in recent years.
They broke a record at sectionals in the 400 free relay consisting of Chloe Fries-Isaac, Abby Meek, Kayla Jackson, and Jessica Fish. Lindsay Forthman also finished 4th in her division for diving sectionals.
This past swim season, we sent 9 girls to the sectional event at ECC in Buffalo, New York. This has been the most that we've had in the past couple of years. We broke the 400 free relay consisting of Chloe Fries-Isaac, Abby Meek, Jessica Fish, and Kayla Jackson.
Despite finishing with only 2 league records and 5 wins overall, the girls basketball team won their first sectional title game since 2009. They brought home the C1 Section 6 title, but unfortunately didn't get any farther after running into the tough C2 champion, Randolph.
Under the new coaching, the wrestling team sent Ben Haas to his 2nd state title in 2 years, along with Dusty Lewis earning 2nd team honors. Haas made Salamanca history as he is the only 2nd wrestler in school history to earn back-to-back state championship.
The boys and girls track team had the most athletes competing in sectionals than they've had in the past 5 years. Including the boys and girls, there were 10 athletes. The boys and girls 4x400 meter relay team, as well as the girls 4x100 meter relay team competed. There were several individual qualifiers as well. Kameron Dry competed in the 400 meter intermediate hurdles, and high jump. Sal Slight, Siobhan Battle, and Calissa Tome all competed. Chase Smith competed in pentathlon. There was once school record broken during the sectional meet by Andy Hill in the 2,000 meter steeplechase.
Last season, the boys and girls varsity track team did an outstanding job. A lot of people made it to sectionals. A lot of girls and guys both made it to sectionals. This was the first time in a few years that many people made it to sectionals. This season looks to be just as good, if not better, and we hope to have even more of our athletes make it to sectionals this year.
Congratulations to all fall and winter sports for having an outstanding season. Good luck to spring sport athletes on their current seasons.
With all the talk about budget cutting, the Board of Education has kept in mind all the extracurricular activities and their success this school year. Let's go to a short segment made by Michaela Hogan and Gabby Smith about these clubs and their effects on the students.
In earlier years, it has been hard for the school district to balance out the budget. Here at Salamanca High School, extracurricular activities are really important to students and teachers. Some of the programs we have are DECA, the Drama Club, UNIPIFI, Model UN, ACDC, Media, and SYD. We have been asking some of the teachers that run the programs about why they love it and why they do it.
I'm very glad to hear that Warrior Vision Club is going to be back in place next school year, 2012-2013. It is a fun program to run because I get to work with a lot of different types of students, and because it's so hands-on and there are a lot of different type of positions that they can hold within the productions, we have a lot of fun, and we gain a lot from it, the students and myself.
I like doing the Model UN program because you get to work with a lot of kids that you don't in sports or in music or drama. It's a completely separate group of kids. It's about kids who like to debate or have a lot of good issues that they want to express, people who are good public speakers. And so basically we research about a country and issues going on in the world today. So I also like it because it's a lot of current issue stuff. It gets the kids really excited. They go to all these conferences where they meet other kids from other schools that are just as excited as they are.
I like doing the Forever ACDC advisorship for the group because I feel it emulates an important message that this district needs to know. And I like the promotion of the anti-bullying, the anti-drugs, the accepting people for who they are. And I don't think anybody can get enough of that.
One of the reasons why I like going through as far as doing DECA is I think it helps to the students that are members of it, helps them to kind of prepare them for the real world when they get out and start working. There's a lot of examples of different things they need to go through and do. The creativity on the role plays makes them have to go through as far as thinking on their feet, coming up with ideas. And I think anytime you can go through and do that with young people today, it just makes them much more valuable as far as down the road when they are out there and they're working or applying for jobs.
I like DECA because it's fun and competitive, and You get to meet a lot of new people, and my favorite part would probably be the role plays, because you have to think on your feet.
I really like AC/DC because it gives me a chance to interact with other students and help out kids in our school and in our community as a whole.
I think what I like most about media is that there's not another class like it, and it's really hands-on. It's different than any other class.
Salamanca High School has many extracurricular activities that students all throughout the high school participate in. These programs mean a lot to the students and the teachers that run them. They give them a chance to do something that really interests them. This year we are lucky because in the 2012 budget, all extracurricular activities will still be in place for next year's school year. But now you are informed of all the clubs and activities that we have here at Salamanca.
The 2012 yearbook staff would like to invite you to a spaghetti dinner on May 15th. Everyone is welcome to come enjoy a nice plate of spaghetti. To help support the Salamanca High School yearbook, the dinner will be available from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. in the middle school cafeteria. The cost is $8 for adults and only $6 for senior citizens. You can purchase a ticket from any journalism student, Miss Hill, Mr. Zesnick, or you may purchase a ticket the day of the dinner. This ticket includes salad, drinks, spaghetti, garlic bread, and dessert. So make sure you come down to the middle school cafeteria for some great food and fun times.
Extracurricular activities keep the students involved and many times impact the school positively. If this budget gets passed, the majority of these clubs will remain.
Eli Phillips, Aaron Miller, and Dakota John show in this next video how it is not just the extracurricular groups giving back, but the entire school. Let's see how we here at Sally High are giving back.
Every year, Salamanca High School teachers and faculty donate to several charities around the community. For each donation a staff member makes, he or she gets to participate in a weekly Casual Friday. And for some teachers, it just might be their favorite part of the week.
Casual Fridays are incredible because who wouldn't love coming to school in sneakers and jeans? But the best part is being able to donate to many different charities in our community, and it makes you feel good at the same time.
The organizations the school donates to are Cystic Fibrosis, Friends of Salamanca Youth Center, Race for the Cure, the Ronald McDonald House, Gotta Kiss Cancer Goodbye, Local Food Pantry, Shriners Hospital, Coaches vs. Cancer, Juvenile Diabetes, Cat County 4-H, New York Help Honduras, March of Dimes, SIDS, the Special Olympics, Home Care and Hospice, and Ride for Roswell.
The business office sends out a check to the charity with the amount that we've collected, and we've done very well. The teachers and the staff have been very generous, and we're very happy with our donations this year and last year.
These charities greatly appreciate the donations our staff makes.
Salamanca City Schools want you to have your voice heard. Be sure to come vote for the budget on Tuesday, May 15th. What are the requirements? Well, a qualified voter must be a U.S. citizen, at least 18 years old, a district resident for 30 days immediately to the date of the election, those Native Americans who are properly registered and residing on the Allegheny Reservation in the Steenburg or Cold Spring area for a period of 30 days preceding the election are eligible to vote in this school district budget vote.
Attention! Voting for the 2012-2013 school budget is on May 15th. Hours of the voting are from 12 p.m. until 9 p.m. Voting will be in the high school gym. On that night, there will also be an art show, a spaghetti dinner, and a band concert. Make your way down for an eventful night. Remember to vote on May 15th because every vote counts.
Hello, my name is Robert Bridenstine, and as the superintendent of the Salamanca City School District, I would like to extend my appreciation to the entire Warrior Vision staff, administration, the faculty, and students who participated in this budget production video. As this production has grown and developed over a period of several months, items reported in this budget presentation have finally fallen into place. And on May 15th, the Salamanca community will have an opportunity to vote on a $24,697,411 spending plan. I would like to confirm a few things that are in the budget now, and they are finally set and awaiting for voter approval on the 15th. The first from our program, administrative, and our capital budget will be a 0% tax levy increase. This 0% levy increase is possible for the following reasons: a modest increase in state aid, $1.5 million taken from our district fund balance and reserve accounts, debt service requirements being fully funded by building aid, and a contract extension from the Salamanca Teachers Association. As also reported, the 6th grade will be housed at Seneca Elementary School, and the middle and high school will be combined into a single 7th through 12th grade building. The contract concessions from the Salamanca Teachers Association and other financial decisions from the Board of Education have saved approximately 17 instructional positions. As of today, our net staffing loss for the 2012-13 school year, once believed and estimated to be 26.5 positions, has been reduced to a mere 5 positions, with the majority of these reductions coming through the attrition and retirement of staff. Maintaining and redeploying our staff to best meet our instructional needs has been a priority in the development of our spending plan. We have preserved all of our AP and advanced courses and are continuing to redeploy our dedicated staff to increase accelerated course offerings to enrich our students' academic experiences, as well as creating a new literacy lab in the middle and high school, which will greatly assist students at risk meet state benchmark expectations. We plan also to deploy a math specialist at the Seneca Elementary School to support our students in the area of mathematics. And we also continue to support our wonderful extracurricular and athletic programs. Countless hours and careful analysis of our expenditures from our program, our administrative, and our capital expenditures have allowed the district to put before the voters on May 15th a thoughtful, conservative budget that supports learning and instruction. As we move forward and closer to the budget vote, we will have a community forum on May 8th, and I will be doing with Ms. Watt multiple community presentations to community and civic groups over the next 2 weeks. If any community member has a question or concern about the budget, they can direct their questions and inquiries to my office at 945-2400, extension 4025. As always, I would like to thank the students and staff and the community for their continued support and trust, and thank you very much.
Now that we all know how, when, where, and who can vote, let's get out to the school on May 15th and vote. There have been quite a few changes in the proposed budget for next year, and hopefully this program has been able to clear this up for you.
On behalf of the entire Warrior Vision crew, we would like to thank you for tuning in to watch this special Warrior Vision budget program. See you on May 15th.